Equation of straight line, part 1. There are some previous knowledge you must need to handle. For example, how to find the slope of straight line passing through point A and B, the definition of slope, some properties related to the straight line A and B if they are parallel or perpendicular. The distance between 2 points and the point of divisions. You may try to do the revision exercise on page 3 first to see do you remember all the content. Okay, let's start our first video in the equation of straight line. What's the main difference between the junior form and senior form is that in junior form, maybe I give you the straight line, the equation of straight line. You need to determine how which point are on the straight line or not. Or if I give you 2 points, how to find slope. But in S4, starting from S4, we want to find the equation of straight line. We want to figure out what information we have so that we can find the equation of straight line. That means I want to find an equation such that all the points on the straight line satisfy that equations. So let's start the first introductions. First of all, I want to discuss with you is that how can we fix a straight line? Consider a straight line on the xy plane. If I only know the slope, we can have infinite many possibility of straight line which is parallel the slope. So if I only know the slope of straight line, we cannot fix it. If I only know one of the information is that the straight line pass through 1 point only. For example, this is 3 and 4. We can also draw thousands of straight line pass through this point, so that if we want to fix 1 point, what information we have so that we can find the equation of straight line, maybe we can combine these two ideas. If I know the slope of straight line and then 1 point are on the straight line, then we can draw one and only one equation. For example, I know the straight line pass through 3 and 4, and with slope is equal to 1. What is the mean of slope is equal to 1? That means this angle is equal to 45 degrees. Then I can draw one and only one straight line pass through 3 and 4 and with slope 1. Then how can we find these equations? Okay, I want to use this example to illustrate how to find these equations. What do we want to find is that I want to find the equations of straight line pass through 3 and 4 and slope is equal to 1. That means I want to find the relationship between an x and y on this straight line, satisfy these two informations. What informations? The information is that the point of xy and 3, 4, the slope of these 2 points must be equal to 1. Okay, xy can move on this straight line, but I want to find all the coordinates on this straight line, satisfy that equation. So I can use this idea. By using the slope, the formula of the slope, y minus 4 over x minus 1 and 3 must be equal to the slope is equal to 1. Okay, I know all the points on the straight line must satisfy this equation because all the points on this straight line, the slope between that 2 points at this point and 3, 4 must be equal to 1. So I can simplify it. Multiply x minus 3 on both sides. and then move all the term to the left hand side, x minus y on both sides and plus 4 on both sides. So the final answer. I want to point out is that what is the meaning about the equation of straight line? That means all the points on the straight line must satisfy these equations. So next time, if you want to find the straight line, we know the slope and pass through one point, we may use this formula to find, which is this part. Let's see example 2.1. The slope of straight line is equal to 2. Pass through 3 and 4. 3 and 4. 4 and 3. 4, 3. Slope is equal to 2. So maybe this one. Then, according to the previous idea, I know all the points x, y must satisfy the relationship between of the slope. The information of the slope is equal to 2. So y minus 3 over x minus 4 must be equal to 2. Use the same idea. And then move all the term on one side and then add 3, so it's minus 5. One reminder, this form is called general form. We write down x first and then follow y, and the last term is the constant is equal to 0. Your answer either in this form or slope-intercept form. I will introduce what is the slope-intercept form later. So you may try to do the follow back side 1. Remember, when you do the follow back side 1, pause the video and try to do it. I will present the answer to you later. Okay, let's check the answer. The given informations. Find the equation of straight line, pass through -3, 0, with slope -4. So slope is equal to -4, must be equal to y minus 0 over x minus -3. You can see, in general, I will use bracket to represent my answer, because there are lots of common mistakes made by the positive and negative. So I add bracket here. So this is positive 3 and multiply x plus 3 on both sides. So this is 4x and -4x minus 12, and then plus 4x plus 12 on both sides, and then I can form this answer. Part B, sorry, typo. This is line, okay. Find straight line, pass through 1 and -4 and -4 and 1. Okay. This time we do not have slope, so I need to find the slope first. According to the formula y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2, you can form the slope, but I also want you to check. In general, okay, there are two mistakes. The first one is that to check this one, 1 and -4 is one of our coordinate. Second is -4, 1 is the second coordinate. And then second thing you need to check is the denominator must be x coordinate. Okay, please check it carefully, because if you cannot find the correct answer of the slope, and then all your work is useless. And then after finding slope, the slope is equal to -1, and you can use the previous idea. -1 is equal to y minus 1. And maybe you can use this point, but okay, I want to use this point. Y minus 1 over x minus -4. So simplify it, you can find the final answer. X plus y plus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, this is the first part of my video. I hope that you know how to find the equation of straight line by given maybe 1 point and 1 slope, or 2 points.